Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Dodge Motordrome for race number 10 of the NRSL Aces Republic of Gamers Truck Series season numero 2. We're getting to the end of things, everybody. You know, every week pressure is going to keep mounting up. It's kind of like uh, the round robin elimination style stuff that NASCAR does, but it's very, very different here in the NRSL Truck Series here. So John Nunn is on the pole for tonight's race, with Philip Goldberg to his right in second. Now Goldberg fell back down one spot. He's 11th in points, but he is in the 49-point bubble range. Now, lucky for Goldberg, he qualified second because this track, it's top side, top side, top side the whole time. You go to the top to make the passes. We'll actually see drivers move to the top to make passes here. So, going to be a very interesting race here tonight. Jonathan Zorlin, last week's winner, is going to start third to the inside of Edwin Mendez, who came up to him in second. Row 3, we've got Alexander Rowe and Tony Green. Row 4 is Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Colin Phillips. And in row 5, we've got Diego Yepes and James Qualls. Now, looking at the point standings, as most of you saw, we still have a tie, but instead of it being between Zach Rogers and Charles Jackson, it's between Charles Jackson and Johnny Gardner. Gardner starts inside line in 31st. Jackson starts inside line wherever this is. Zach Rogers on the top. You can see him there. He fell down to third in points. Deaver, who still sits 7th, one row ahead of him. There you see the 98 of Jessica Shelton, who had a great run last week. As she continues to move up the point standings, she is now 5th in the points. Hartnett, who fell to 4th, is 39th. He'll start 39th there on the bottom. Not a good line, but easy to get to the top with where he's starting. That leaves us Dylan Young, Charles Sanford, James Qualls, and Sam Young. So let's go to both of the Youngs first. Dylan starts up top here. He's way in the back. Sam Young moved up to 9th in points, I want to say. So he is also on the top. Yep, Sam Young, 10th in points, I'm sorry. James Qualls also on the top right in front of him. And then there's the 8 of Charles Sanford there on the inside of Sam Young. So mix and match of people on the top and the bottom. John Nunn should get the lead here on the start of the race, since they will be getting up to speed. But after that, top side will prevail, and we'll see if we get a caution during pit stops. Let's go trackside for the command, fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
This command has been given. So we're going to get ready for some great racing action here tonight. Dome is open. It's nice out. Pace truck's going to dive down. You can see this pit road is crazy. So John Nunn will be the one to lead him to the line here. So here we go. We're getting ready to go. Green flag racing. 100 laps of action here tonight in the Drome. Green, green, green. We're underway. See, like we mentioned, Nunn pulls out, but they already have to maintain the throttle right in turn 1. And then here's the battle for second between Sorlin and Goldberg. Sorlin is actually making that bottom work a little bit. We do have 5 Cup drivers in the top 5. So you see Goldberg and Sorlin are fighting tough here. You know, Cup cars would just speed right off and they would clear a lot more easily on the top, but Goldberg is going to get it done here. Now remember, when we were at North Wilkesboro, Goldberg led most of the race, only to finish second to teammate Charles Jackson. Now that is still Toyota's only win on the season. Speaking of Cup drivers, this season through 9 races, 7 Cup drivers, despite Charles Jackson and Samuel Oskin being rookies. 7 Cup drivers have won Truck Series events this season. 2 non-Cup Series drivers was Ace Rogers at Martinsville, race 4, and Audra Baran-Oscus on the strategy call at Denver. Also on that note, as we looked at the point standings, as Tony Green's going to make a move to the outside of Philip Goldberg. This will be for second place. You look at the top 10 in points, the whole top 9 are Cup Series drivers. Like I said, some are rookies: Cole Deaver, Jessica Shelton, Charles Jackson, and then Sam Young sits there in 10th. Goldberg 11th in the points. Right now he's trying to get back into that top 10. As we see, I believe the top 10 have singled out. Now Tony Green is definitely faster than Philip Goldberg, and he's going to get to his outside here into turn 1. I'd say turns 3 and 4 are the much better place to make your move. Turn 2 still favors the top a little bit, but top is favored a lot more here, especially once the tires get worn. And see, Tony Green just drove straight around Philip Goldberg, and now Goldberg's on that bottom line. He's going to keep getting past here. That's Alexander Rowe for 3rd. See, Sorlin managed to stick it in 5th despite starting 3rd. Mendez 6th. James Qualls is 7th. Sam Young 8th. So 2 top 10 guys in the points right there. Phillips and then Bishop. That's your top 10. As we're on lap 10 of 100. We'll go back up to Philip Goldberg, who's given up 3rd to Rowe. And it looks like he's going to give up some more spots here. Sorlin's going to go by for 4th. Zach Rogers is up to 13th place now with a pass on Fitzwater Sr. You can see his 3 truck there in the back of the picture. Sanford is 15th. Deaver 16th. Other guys in the points to watch out for. Charles Jackson has fallen to 29th. He did start the race on the bottom. Jessica Shelton is down in 22nd. Now Jackson down to 30th. Dylan Young 25th. Hartnett 31st. So Hartnett did start 39th, but he managed to get his truck to the top. So let's take a look at Emmanuel Hartnett. There he is on the top, passing Charles Jackson. He's trying to get by Turpin for, I believe, is it 29th place? It is. And Hartnett will clear the rookie 17 driver. See up ahead who else is on the top and who isn't. There's Dylan Young in 24th, but he's going to make a move to the bottom. That is the move you don't want to make. Sekuli is trying to pass Danny Jones there for 22nd, and now Young will move up on Danny Jones. That will be for 23rd for Dylan Young. There's Jessica Shelton challenging Diego Yepes for 20th. See if she can get by the 1 truck of Yepes. Looking at our ticker, Goldberg continues to drop towards 10th place and maybe out of the top 10. Now Yepes will get past. Yepes, despite his Cup Series experience, has not had a great season. Despite the few poles he managed to pull off back-to-back poles a couple of weeks ago, Yepes sits 38th in the standings. In fact, Yepes and Jessica Shelton are the 2 drivers with 2 poles on the year. And Yepes will continue to plummet in the race standings. Dylan Young now up to 22nd place. Joshua Sekuli running his fastest lap of the race last time by. Now Shelton giving the bumper full to Audra Baran-Oscus. She's going to want to use the top though. That's 419th. Now Cole Deaver is stuck on the bottom, is losing some positions here. As Charles Sanford is going by RJ Bishop for 13th. Zach Rogers finds himself up to 12th, trying to pass cousin Nate Rogers. Let's go on board the 3 truck here. This is Dodge City right here. This track is insane. So that's a lap on board with Zach Rogers. Sanford now closing from 13th. And it really has been the Cup Series veterans dominating this series. But there are the stragglers like Audra Baranoskas, Ace Rogers, who've gotten the wins. Guys like Sam Young, who are going for that title. There's also Truck Series veterans like Philip Goldberg, who does double as a Cup driver. Goldberg has set in 8th behind Sam Young, who we were just talking about. Looking at the point standings, the other top 5, the rest of the top 5 of those Truck Series guys. Jonathan Wong, 12th in points. Baranoskas, 14th in points. Jesse Turner, 15th. And Ace Rogers, 17th. So those are the top 5 Truck Series only drivers. Right now, the top one is Edwin Mendez, who's a veteran to the series. Mendez did run Cup in 2017. He did not run in 2018, though, so he is strictly a Truck Series driver, and he's been doing a great job here tonight so far in that 10 truck, but James Qualls is giving him a bumper full. Meanwhile, Sorlin, Rowe, and Green chase John Nunn, who got his only Cup Series victory at Papyrus. Qualls continues to push the envelope on the back of Edwin Mendez. We're going to go back here. Let's see, battle for maybe 9th place here. Ellison's looking to the top of Phillips, who's had the worst season out of anybody. He sits in 40th place of the points, 1 point behind Sekuli entering tonight's event. So Phillips trying to get a good run. He sits in 9th right now, but Zach Rogers and others are looming. Zach Rogers has made his way up to 11th. Nate Rogers has fallen to 13th. So the 3 and the 8 trucks are on the move. And these drivers will have to pit tonight. I think they do anyway. They certainly have not shown any fall off through 30 laps. Tony Green closing in on John Nunn. So we're gonna do an unnatural quick break and we'll be back. We're back as Tony Green was closing, but now Alexander Rowe appears to be closing on him. Actually, it's pretty even. Everyone's kind of just riding up here. Let's go back to James Ellison. He had a bumper full, or he had people coming. Yep, you can see Zach Rogers, Charles Sanford, and Nate Rogers all over. Sanford's actually going to move to the top of Rogers in the 3 truck. No, he's going to fall back in line. He's peaking though. Yep, there it is again. Rogers actually went low. It's going to help Sanford get a bit of a run. He's all over the bumper of the 3 truck now. I believe there's a battle in front of us. I could be mistaken. Nope, it's just still Qualls trying to get around Mendez. Nobody closing in on John Nunn still. They should be catching Vince Almarego soon. Yep, there he is. Almarego behind McIntyre, Keith Rich, and Ace Rogers, who's not having a good night. John Nunn begins to creep in from behind here on lap 40. As Hartnett has fallen back, he was into top 30. Now Jonathan Wong's going to pass him for 35th. So Hartnett, one of the top guys in points, having a really bad night. Same goes for Gardner in 32nd and Charles Jackson in 31st. Is there anyone else? Austin's back here in 26th. Shelton still sits 22nd. Young is up to 20th. RJ Bishop continuing to fall. And he's about to lose 16th to RJ Reynolds. Could expect these drivers to pit anywhere from lap 50 to lap 75 based on what we saw in the Cup race here in 2018. Deaver sits in 14th. As you see, Ellison finally found the way around Phillips, Zach Rogers, and Charles Sanford are going to follow. So that'll put the 3 to 10th and the 8 if he can clear to 11th. And he will do just that. Nate Rogers will follow by, gunning for 12th. So Phillips, who was in the top 10 for most of the race, finally going to fall back here. He should be expected to fall to 14th if Deaver gets close. Yep, Deaver has closed up on the 32. We'll see if he is able to get to the top side here. Let's see off this corner. Yep, Deaver got there. Deaver should clear Phillips, and Phillips should be able to fall back in line. So now they chase behind Ellison. Is Ellison, and that's the second time I've done that. Ellison is inching his way towards Philip Goldberg, but so is Zach Rogers. And these guys are all inching their way up to Edwin Mendez, who continues to hold up everyone from 5th on back. And sooner or later, that's not going to cut it. Somebody fast is going to get to the top. Top 3, top 4 have pulled away. Sorlin's all by himself there. 2 seconds ahead of Mendez, and then you go another 2 seconds to Rowe and Green, who try to chase down John Nunn, who has caught the back end of traffic. Going back, there's Deaver. Deaver now, after catching Phillips, is going to fly by Sanford, who got passed by Nate Rogers. And now Deaver is into 12th place. And we're getting to the point here where it's not a lot of fall off, but these trucks, those who saved their tires, are coming into big speed here. So I think Zach Rogers just tried to pass Ellison on the bottom, and it did not work at all. It's Ellison, Goldberg, they're closing in on Mendez and the others he's holding up, which is Qualls and Sam Young. And John Nunn, I believe, is continually getting closed in on here. Let's go. Yeah, he's having trouble getting by Almarego. Tony Green and Rowe are closing the gap. Even Mendez inching way towards leader John Nunn, who just can't seem to get to the top. As soon as Nunn can get to the top of Almarego, he'll be flying. We saw this in, I think, the Lucas Oil Cup Series near the end of the race that they had here. That was the test dummy series for this track. Almarego's trying to move to the top of McIntyre, but Alexander Rowe has actually really closed in on Tony Green now. Rowe's closed in faster on Green than Green has closed in on John Nunn. And I think Rowe's going to try and make a move, and I keep doing that. I should know better than to change drivers right there where the pace truck is. So Green is catched up to the back of John Nunn, who's finally going to get to the outside of Almarego. And he kind of just stalled out. I think Rowe had a good chance to maybe make the pass for second there, but he's going to hold in line here. Pit stop should be approaching soon within the next 10 laps, as John Nunn will put Vince Almarego first truck 1 lap down. And Rowe's going to go to the bottom there behind Almarego, and he's going to lose time doing that. Looking at the rest of our top 20, Phillips still sits 14th. Dylan Young moves up to 19th, Jessica Shelton in 20th. So they are still inching their way forward. Pit stops will be huge here near the end of this one. Max these drivers can go is 80. I would believe pitting now could be a big help. You know, that's 8/10 at a short track. That's a lot of time. None has gotten by McIntyre, but now he looks like he's going to go to the bottom of Keith Rich. That could really hurt him. But Green rides behind the 99. Let's see what Dylan Young is up to. There he is behind the 21 of Baran Oskus. Looks like maybe RJ Reynolds is holding up Mike Turner. Turner trying to find the way by. Fitzwater Phillips running by themselves, and now we see this train that has accumulated because of Edwin Mendez. But Mendez has benefited because Qualls has not been able to find a way to get to the outside of him in the right manner. And now Nate Rogers has gotten into the outside of Zach Rogers. That is 4/10. With Deaver and Sanford right there, the 3 truck will probably fall down to 13th place. And when they do pit, do you want to be the first down pit road and fall 2 laps down, or do you want to be the last one on pit road? Because it is known for drivers to make contact coming out if they are side by side. Things can get a little dicey. Next week we head to Pyrrhus, which is the only road course on the schedule. That should be intense. There it is. Yep, Zach Rogers losing all that time. Sanford will be the last one to get by him. They had gapped Colin Phillips, so it should not be too hurtful. Still just no luck for anyone. You see McIntyre has now fallen to 40th. Almarego managed to get by him. And now Green's fighting to the inside of John Nunn for the lead. Top 3 trucks are right here. Lap 67, still no sign anyone is going to come down pit road. And they fall off has gone over a second here, so the sooner you pit and take 4, race stays green, I think the better off you're going to be, but I think every driver's got that fear if I want to pit as late as I can. But don't go too hard on that pit as late as you can, because we saw Philip Parker pit 10 laps later in the Cup race. He ended up finishing 9th. Those fresher tires did not matter. When he was in traffic. So Nunn still bumper of Keith Rich as Tony Green. Can he knock him out of the lead? And Green's got the top after 69 laps of leading. John Nunn might get past here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet. Green's still fighting. Nunn has gotten both bonus points for laps leading the lap and leading the most. Nunn does sit very far down to the point, so it might be a bit late for him to get a win to start gaining some momentum. He'd have to pretty much almost win every race. Top driver in the top 10 in points right now is James Qualls. Ellison has made his way up to 8th. We're looking, I think here, Sam Young has started falling on the inside line. And now John Nunn's going to the inside of Keith Rich. Deaver up to 9th. Who's going to move into 10th? It looks like Sam Young's holding strong, but Nate Rogers might be fighting for that position. So instead of Mendez getting past, someone finally is, and that is the 50 of Sam Young. Jonathan Zorlin now, since everyone got here in the pack, he has been able to catch up as Rowe is finding himself getting passed by lap down truck Almarego. 74 down. I don't even think we're going to see pit stops here. I double checked. It is on 2X. I don't know if these drivers are doing a really good job of saving since they know it's a 100-lap race, but I would have thought we would have seen people pit by now. Maybe everyone's going to do a really good job of saving it here. Tony Green looking up top on John Nunn again for the lead. Either way right now between these top two, it's a Toyota win. Sorlin was closing, now he's not. Rose behind the lap truck of Almarego. And there it is. Green's going to get a really big run off of 4 here after lap 76. He's to the top of John Nunn. Can he clear the 52 for the lead off of turn 4? He's going to do it. He's not clear yet. Should be here off of 2, and he is. Tony Green clearing John Nunn for the lead, and now Almarego, who's got Rhoda his inside, could make things difficult for Nunn here. He's still holding him up. Nunn's still forced to run the bottom. And Jonathan Sorlin went down pit road. We see Mendez is up to 4th place. Sorlin pit. Are we going to see pit stops? I'm trying to look at the pit road there to the right of your screen. I'm uncertain. Maybe an issue for the 42 truck. We have seen people have failures this season. He came down pit road. No one else is making the movement to pit road. Now Green has a bumper full of John Nunn. Where is the 42 of Sorlin? There he is. He came back out already. I'm not certain what the problem was around this 42. But he is right here. And now he's on the inside of John Nunn. And he definitely pit for tires because he just flew by on the bottom. And now Green's in the middle, 3 wide almost. So if these drivers do all have to pit, I think Sorlin might have made the winning move. But I see no sign. Nope, there's somebody. RJ Bishop went down there on lap 84. Yep, drivers are starting to come down pit road. It's very, very spread out though. Bishop came down next. Not seeing anyone else making a move though. I'm not really sure. I guess some people need to pit and some don't. I mean, it is a half-mile track. Now Tony Green dealing with Keith Rich on his inside. I'm waiting to see one of these top 3 pit. Sorlin pit from 4th place. Bishop is back out on the racetrack. I am not seeing anyone else come down pit road. Someone else did. Nope, never mind. That's just Keith Rich. He got lapped. He got lapped naturally. I'm very confused on why 2 trucks have pit and nobody else has. Now Green's stuck on the bottom. Rowe has made it up to 2nd place. John Nunn on the inside line. Alexander Rowe looking to steal the party here from Tony Green. Next time by will be 10 to go, but Rowe has made his way to the bottom line as Green's going to switch here mid-corner to the top. Nope. Nope. Only 2 pit stops. So I'm really confused on why some people chose to pit and others have shown no desire to pit. Hartnett falls a lap down there naturally, not the race he wanted. Looking at your top 10 now. Zach Rogers 10th, Sanford 9th. Deaver has made his way all the way up to 5th. Goldberg 6th. They finally got by Mendez. Or did Mendez pit? Mendez. No, wait, he's a 10 truck. There's a 10 truck. 10 truck down to 12th, okay. Tony Green has pulled away now from Rowe once again. Got passed by Keith Rich. 6 to go. 2 drivers had to pit. Everyone else seems to be fine. So that is going to really hurt Sorlin's momentum that he had off the win last week. Green has a really bad corner exit there, coming to 3 to go. Tony Green entered the race tonight. 31st in points. Just like John Green, really nowhere close to the top points battle, but going for wins nonetheless. Everyone's going for wins every week. Coming to the white flag, Tony Green is looking for his first on the season. And as they go through 3 and 4, it's gonna be Tony Green taking home the checkered flag tonight at Dodge Motordrome. That will give Toyota their 2nd win on the season. As we head to Papyrus next week with 4 races remaining on the schedule. Alexander Rowe comes home 2nd, John Nunn 3rd, Qualls 4th, Deaver 5th, Goldberg 6th, Ellison 7th, Sam Young 8th, Sanford 9th, and Zach Rogers 10th. So Qualls, Deaver, Goldberg, Sanford, and Rogers, Zach Rogers that is, who are all, except for Goldberg, top 10 in points. And that's going to be huge for them in this points battle. Looking at the other drivers who came in on the battle, Shelton 18th, Dylan Young 19th. See anybody else in the top 28? Charles Jackson comes home 29th, Gardner 33rd, and Hartnett 37th. So very bad nights for all of those guys. But that is it here from the Motordrome. And I will see you guys next week at Papyrus, possibly with someone else next to me in the booth. Until then, peace out.